Welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. A few weeks ago, I went and saw Nate Bargatze at a giant arena in Queens. And Mike Vecchione, who is Jimmy Fallon's friend, whom I met on Jimmy Fallon's show, and we were on the moon landing Fox Nation special together as part of Jimmy's panel. Mike was one of the openers, and he was fantastic, and the crowd ate up every single morsel of his comedy. Mike Vecchione, welcome to Kennedy Saves the World.
Thank you for having me.
That was a great... Okay, so the first thing I have to ask.
Yeah.
Because I was excited to see Nate in person. I've seen his Netflix specials and, clips on Instagram and stuff. But I hadn't seen him live.
Right.
So my tour manager / boyfriend took me to the show, and it was fantastic. I was really excited.
I'm dating, too. Just to let the fans know.
I think you're engaged.
I'm also
you're like super dating
someone, too, also. So we're both in relationships.
Not with each other.
No, not with each other. But I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did. Thank you for clarifying that.
You know what?
Because there are people like, well,
Right.
that's really mean to do to Mike if he's single. Like, he's going to feel left out.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Tour
have
manager
anyone...
would have been fine. Then I would have thought I still had a shot.
Yeah.
But you said boyfriend, tour manager to let me know, hey, there's boundaries on this. And so I felt the need that I'm also engaged, and she's very, very pretty.
Yeah, I hear she's like a lot prettier than I am, which is fair. It's fine. No, I'm happy for you. I think it's great. But no one swore in the show, which the first two comics came out, and I was like, oh, I can't wait till Mike gets out here because he's going to let it rip.
Yeah. No.
It's going to be...
I have a clean hour.
Yeah, I had no idea.
But it's all jokes. It's all like I'm a joke guy. The whole thing with is to be clean without being... Because clean guys, a lot of the clean guys are cornier.
Yeah.
So, but to keep the New York edge and still
I think
clean.
That's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, it's a degree. There's a degree of difficulty.
It's very easy to get up there and say something filthy or naughty and catch the audience off guard.
Right.
And that's what makes them laugh.
Yeah.
It's almost like a shrieking, nervous laughter. Yes.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's much more difficult to do.
Right.
But then you see it and you're like, I have celiac disease, so I don't eat gluten. And oftentimes I'll try and make food that tastes like it has gluten.
Right.
And people go, why do you need gluten? And I'm like, exactly right. So, why do you need swear words in comedy?
Right. Well, you need gluten to hold the food together.
It really, the glue part is very accurate. Exactly right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like, so you can't eat gluten at all?
Mm-mm.
See, that's a thing for me. I never had to go through that, thank God. But it's like chicken sausage. My girl tries to get me to eat chicken sausage, and I'm like, never, ever try to buy chicken sausage.
Why?
Ever. It's awful. It's really, really bad. That's one thing I'm really against.
See, I like the chicken apple sausage for like brunch. Because it tastes kind of sweet.
Yeah, but doesn't it? First of all, I don't like that. I don't like any kind of sweetness in my sausage.
There's sweet Italian sausage.
Yeah, sweet Italian sausage just means not hot.
Yes, that's true. Hot is like it'll burn your soul.
Yeah. But chicken sausage, it's like it never looks like it's done. It looks like it's uncooked.
That's
why.
Maybe
that's why I don't like it.
Yeah, it is pink. I mean, I don't know what they do to it.
Right.
Because like other chicken, even if it's chicken thighs, like it'll cook to be.
I'm not a dark meat guy either. I have real specific.
Just chicken breast. That's
chicken
it. What
breast,
if they made chicken
meat.
Breast sausage?
Maybe you could sell me on that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
well,
because it's a chicken breast, but still. But I love sausage. I love like pork sausage, and I love when it's fried up, and then my mother puts it in sauce in a slow cooker,
oh, God,
and then
incredible.
puts it on cavadillas, and it's unbelievable.
I had never had anything like that until my friend Robbie, who works here. I was like, I'm going to make chicken parm because I have to make it gluten-free.
Right.
And he was like, oh, I'll bring some sauce over. And I was like, oh, I make a great sauce. And my sauce is just like you take little cherry tomatoes and cut them in half, and then you simmer them with olive oil for 20 minutes and add salt and then put it in the Vitamix. I'm like, there's the sauce.
Right.
And he's like, no. He's like, no, I use like pork ribs and sausage and veal. He throws like 3 different kinds of meat in there.
Yeah.
He's like my grandmother.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother, a dish was incomplete until it had 3 different animals.
Yeah. You gotta let the meats soak and simmer all day because then the oil comes out of it, and that's really what the flavor is.
Yeah, and they have to get to know each other.
They have to get to know each other. Yeah. Otherwise, it's perverse.
No, you're absolutely right. And I had never tasted something that joyful until he made that, and then I felt so insignificant. Like I felt so dumb.
Well, what you're doing is healthier, actually.
It's just a simple sauce.
It's a simple
fast.
sauce, and that sounds like a My girlfriend shows me the things on TikTok sometimes where it's like they do that way. They cut it and they show it. It's TikTok is really amazing that way. I know the Chinese are spying on us, but we're getting great recipes out of it. We're going to be well fed when they come and invade.
I use TikTok for old people. That's what my 15-year-old calls Instagram. And so when I do the same thing, like I have gotten so many incredible meals from Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's like drinks. Like I made a paper plane cocktail for Sandra Smith that I got from Instagram. Wow. An Aperol spritz ball, like an ice ball.
Yeah.
So you freeze Aperol and orange juice into a globe, and then you put it in a glass and pour Prosecco over it.
Wow.
And it's like, why didn't, if we had had this 20 years ago, I would be like a Michelin starred chef, just stealing everyone's great ideas.
Recipes. That's awesome. Well, at least you're on Instagram, not Facebook, because then you would be really old.
Like my mom.
The people on Facebook are really aging themselves.
It's funny because
I have an MSN account still.
I still have an AOL.
Yeah,
I do.
I like it.
And people make fun of me.
Yeah.
Like I'll go into like the AT&T store, and I'm like jackrabbitslim@AOL.com. That's not my. Please don't email that person. That is not me. And they're like, AOL, really?
Yeah.
And like I can hear their thoughts going, all right, Grandma. I'm like, it's just fine. I hear Brad Pitt has one because the security is so good. No one assumes that they should try and hack into an AOL account.
Do you yell at them? Stop vaping and help me.
I've been to the AT&T store twice in the last 2 weeks because both of my girls have broken their phones magically. Just when there's an upgrade available.
Breakups?
That's it. One got hers stolen.
Oh, okay.
Out of her hands. And then the other, she's like, I didn't drop it. And it's like, that's so weird because the screen is cracked and green. She's like, yep, don't know what happened. That's really weird. Like, this is a mystery. And I'm like, no, you dropped it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to fess up to it.
Right.
But we go to the AT&T store and there's...
She finally admit it, though?
No.
Do you put pressure on her until she does it?
Try. I'm like, then you're getting a flip phone. And she's like, good, do it. Try and get a hold of me on a flip phone. You try and text me. You text me more than anyone. I'm like, how dare you?
What's wrong with texting her on a flip phone? You get text on a flip phone.
You can? Oh, I thought that was the whole thing. Do you have to go like 999?
It's just none of the... I thought that was a whole... Everybody's going back to flip phones now because there's no social media or anything on it.
Yes.
It's just texting.
Yeah.
But I would be lost because the only thing that helps me is the directional. I have no sense of direction.
Me neither.
So I need that.
Did you ever have Thomas guides? Because in Southern California, I moved to Southern California right after high school. And there's no way I would have gotten around without a Thomas guide because I have no sense of direction.
Tom.
Well, that was
it called Tom?
Eventually, but a Thomas guide was a book. And you would like look up the address and then you'd have to flip to that page. And then if you wanted to go down the street, you had to flip like 3 pages ahead.
That sounds like maps to me. I would have failed that too.
It was like a book, a spiral bound book of maps.
No, I started doing better with MapQuest, but then you would drive off the road looking at the sheet of where to turn. And then
oh my God, I remember the
MapQuest, you would print it out. And when I first started going on the road, you'd print out MapQuest, and that would tell you where to go.
But I was
then
always
I got
confused.
a
I'm like,
TomTom.
are you turning in 7.8 miles?
Yeah.
Or in 0.4 miles?
Yeah. And then it would take you like there's an alternative route that's like a half a mile longer as opposed to making 800 turns. You'd rather take the straight, just go, whatever. But it never took that into account because it was a stupid machine.
Yeah, but then the TomTom was kind of expensive.
Yes.
And then Waze came along.
Yeah.
And that was like one of those things where I was like,
yeah.
This is the worst.
Well, I still don't use Waze. I think I use Google, whatever the app is.
It's probably better.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone says that's better.
Is
I'm
it?
just too lazy and only have Waze. But I don't know how I would get around. I would probably drive to Arizona.
Well, in New York, it's not. In New York, it's not that bad. It's just like it's nice to go to another city and then immediately be able to get anywhere you want to go.
Like Boston, the most confusing city.
And then other people who are like these people who like do mushrooms and stuff, they're like, just get lost, man.
No.
Just get lost and have fun with it. It's like, no.
Doesn't that sound like a living hell?
That's terrible to me. Hey, first of all, it's not fun at all. It's fear-based. You're like, where am I? I don't. And then the frustration sits in. You start flipping out.
Yeah.
So it's not good. I'm directionally challenged, and it's like I think it's like a disability I think I have a disability, but the worst disabilities to have are the ones that are undiagnosed, because then everybody can just call you stupid.
Yeah.
And they don't have to feel bad about it. They go, "You're dumb." But if you say, "Look, I have directional challenge disorder,"
no one can say that
yeah,
anymore.
and then they go, "Okay, you have a disability. I can't
yes.
bully you now."
Oh, you're a victim.
Yeah.
Oh, you are so brave.
Yeah. I'm brave.
Yeah, for having come this far
Right.
in life.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
But it's true. The other thing that people do is they diagnose themselves.
Self-diagnosis.
Yeah.
I
And I
love
don't
that.
know if that's like an offshoot of hypochondria.
That's what I just did here. You called me out. That's awesome. I needed to be called out on it. I just self-diagnosed, and you were like,
But like people self-diagnose
true.
by putting in a few symptoms.
Right.
And then like that's where I think AI is going to be helpful. Because if you have a bunch of weird symptoms and you put them into AI,
Yeah.
it'll be like, yeah, you have diverticulitis, obviously, with mild retardation. How did you not know that?
Yeah. Well, that's like I don't know if you've ever done. I don't want to do telehealth. Telehealth is the doctor doesn't have time to see you because, I mean, is it me? Doctors used to be rich, but now doctors are poor because I looked up Blue Cross Blue Shield, how much money they're worth. They're worth like $30 billion. $30 billion.
Wow.
And it's just insane. They're that rich, but the doctors work for them. The doctors are running around like waitresses.
Yes.
Trying to get to the patients and stuff because they're trying to make money, pay off loans. I mean,
But they also the longer you are a doctor, the higher your malpractice insurance is. And so, and the odds are that you're going to get sued by someone for something. So
Right.
the insurance company is like, well, you've been doing this for 15 years, so now it's $250,000 a year. And I was talking to one of my doctors because I had waited in the waiting room for so long. I'm like, bro, why are you booking so many people at the same time?
yeah.
They're like, we have to book 30 people an hour to break even. I'm like, that's impossible.
That's
you
insane.
can't see a person every 2 minutes.
No.
Like you're always going to be running
No,
behind.
It's nuts. And getting an appointment, like he's like, we could see, like getting it. It's just changed recently. I'd say past 5 years, where it's like we can see you in September. It's like what, dude? That's not. It doesn't give any confidence in my doc.
Yeah, I was trimming my trees and I cut off my hand. Okay, great. Yes, Dr. O'Brien has an opening October 14th.
So great.
Morning or afternoon, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And then they tell you to go to urgent care. And urgent care, I don't think they know what they're doing at all. I think they're just like piecing it together.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah.
No, they take the people who applied at Chipotle and maybe couldn't pass the background check, and they're the ones they hire at City MD.
I'll tell you about Chipotle. I used to love Chipotle. I used to really love Chipotle. But, and somebody blew them up on TikTok or some social media where it's like, they're giving you less. They're giving you less portions. And I order double meat just to get one meat.
Yeah, but if you go, I'll have carnitas, and they'll take the little tongs,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, here's a shred and a half. And I'll be like, can I have more than that? And they're like, oh, you want double meat? And I'm like, no, I don't want double meat.
Yeah.
Because
Do you have it out with them, really? Because I just hold it in.
I mean, sometimes. It
Yeah.
depends who it is.
Yeah.
Because they'll look at me like, okay, Karen. Like, it's not my name.
Yeah.
It's Karen D.
Yes. That's white
different.
women have to face that now.
Yeah, it's very
If you complain about
At
anything,
at any
you whip out
time.
your phone to get the portion down. They whip out their phone
Yeah.
to tape you flipping
Yeah,
out.
I want to see you be racist, woman. Huh? Tell me about the carnitas now, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not cool.
It's not cool. And then in New York, it's like super expensive now. So it's like they give you less, but it's the workers are like, it's not that they're being told to give less.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They're being programmed.
Shrinkflation.
But then, but they're saying the company's stance on it is like, we're not telling them. We're not telling them to give less.
right.
It's like, yes, you are.
Yeah, no, they do it by phone. So they don't have any emails going, give everybody less. You know, the managers call up me like, hey, bro, what's up? Yeah, tell everyone to give everyone else less. Okay? We never have this call.
And it's crazy. I just think it's crazy that they're cutting back. Like, every time I go, or my favorite one is you get to the end and I go have a cup for water. Not because I'm cheap. I legitimately just want water. I don't want soda.
Everyone steals.
So I want water.
Everyone
and
gets a water cup and they steal, and I don't think they care.
They don't care?
See, I feel like that's
You put
stealing.
an armed guard by the sodas, and you have them shoot to kill.
I saw one man shot in the abdomen for taking Mr. Pibb in a water cup. And no one cried. No one even called the police.
That's the best. Hey, I want to float this to you since we're talking about that. You know, the CVS or whatever, everything's locked up. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know where people are listening from, but in New York, they're maximum security prisons. Like everything is locked up. Even not stuff that I thought they would lock stuff up. It's like, oh, kids can make meth out of this, but it's like toothpaste sent
Used to
from
be
Silver.
the Sudafed and the Red Bull were
Yeah,
locked up.
right.
Everything else, free for all.
Right.
The only thing that's not locked up is
Free for all is a
is
word
the
that,
CVS brand stuff.
Yeah.
So like you can't get Tylenol, but you can get CVS acetaminophen.
Right.
I
That's
walk in,
weird.
but they also have people now like
Yeah. The
Like,
guy gives you an
looking at you.
aggressive hello.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
hey, how
hey.
you doing? When he
Yeah.
comes in to let you know
like
that
the TSA, like they say it to you because they're gauging your
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not here to steal. I'm just getting makeup remover. Do you have denture cream? I don't need it. I'm just curious.
So if you went into one and then there was a policy outside the store before you went in and made you sign off that said, look, everything here is in this store is going to be 30% lower than and nothing is locked up. But there are armed guards in towers around the store. And if they think that you're stealing, they're going to either shoot you or cut your hand off. So do you want to, you have to sign off on it. Do you want to take the risk? Would you go into that store? Because I think I would. I think I would go into the store. I think 30% less is worth it for me to go into that store because I'm going to
Sharia law,
trust.
Yeah, it starts to look a little bit more attractive under these circumstances. Because now, like, everyone has a story about someone pooping on a subway.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone also has a story about someone freaking out and either going just bat poop crazy on the pharmacist,
Right.
which I've seen in several CVS's, or stealing something.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, and there's no products anymore. Like, it's like the Rite Aids are shutting, I just read that in the paper today.
Really?
They're shutting down a bunch, like a bunch of stores. And God bless you.
Now
Variant?
that we talk about this, I
that a
have
COVID
to
variant?
I have to diagnose myself with seasonal sinus affective disorder. Like my sinuses get sad in the summer because they can't get in bikini shape.
I just posted, I have a master's degree in special education.
Oh, nice.
And I used to teach. And sometimes I'll do, walking jokes about ADHD and ADD. I just did one today, and it's a joke. But it's like social media is so great because people are like, "Who is this clown?" Like taking it, like it's like this guy's a clown. He doesn't know anything about this. That's actually not how it works. Like I love when you post a joke and then people go, "Actually, that's not how it works at all." It's like it's so funny. It's the Old Testament. It's like it's like a mean God. He wipes out the entire humanity with a flood, and it's like you're like, why was he so mean? Why was God? And I said he so mean to wipe everybody out with a flood. Then you put one video on YouTube and look at the comments, and you're like, oh, I get it. I get why he would wipe everybody out. Everybody's awful.
Yeah. You guys, you brought the smiting upon yourselves. I hope you're happy.
But would you do that in a CVS? Which CVS would you go to?
For the lower prices?
Yeah.
I mean,
lower
obviously-
prices, but capital punishment with
Obviously,
no
the
jury.
one in Jalalabad. Because I don't think they have armed guards with hand-cutting machetes here, but I'm willing to roll the dice.
Were you?
I guess I couldn't roll the dice. I mean, I'd
could.
have to do it one-handed. Yeah.
With your prosthetic hand that you bought at a Rite Aid. That's too much.
Where can people see you this summer?
I'm on the road with Nate this coming weekend in Indianapolis. It's the end of his tour.
The state of my birth.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Indianapolis?
Yes.
I'm
a Hoosier.
my
Very proud of
future
that.
wife is from Indianapolis.
Nice. Nicely done.
East Indianapolis.
Well done.
East Side.
Excellent.
Holy Spirit Middle School.
Hallelujah. I was just there for the Indy 500.
Where?
What a great
Wow.
city. So you were born and raised in New York, right?
No, I was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm Ohio, and but I'm Italian on both sides.
Oh, that's so cool.
So-
I thought I heard an East Coast accent, and I
Yeah.
just assumed by the way the crowd responded to you in New York that you were a New Yorker.
No, but
I
I'm
think of
an
you as a New
Italian
Yorker.
guy, and and I always get New York Italians being like, "There's Italians in Ohio," and then I always say, "Who do you think built the country?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that bitterness. But no, it's I lived in Boca Raton, Florida. I graduated from high school in
Oh,
Boca
cool.
Raton.
Wow.
And then I went to Penn State University, and then lived in Philly for 8 years.
Man, you
Started comedy.
have really
I'm 80.
run the gamut in this country.
Yeah.
You've seen everything.
Yeah.
You've tasted every regional delicacy.
But nothing. I've never lived on like the West Coast or anything. It's all been pretty much East Coast.
Yeah, it's going to fall into the sea. There's going to be, again, an earthquake. There'll be a smiting, a flood.
Wildfire.
Flying frogs on fire.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be it.
That's
Because
it.
God's like, really? Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, this is humanity, what you give us?
Yeah.
You're done.
I think the Gavin Newsom thing is just, and it's the same thing with the guy in Canada. It's just handsome.
It's like,
just
look at my
handsome.
hair. It's like, hair cannot legislate.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but they come bring issues up and they're like, look, I'm handsome. I'm handsome.
Okay.
That's his main talking point.
Look at my skin. This skin cares very much. You can tell by looking at it. And frankly, I'm insulted that you would question my intelligence or ability to lead.
Yeah, really. I mean, look at my hair.
It's impervious.
It's unbelievable. I'm handsome. Shut up. What if they talk like that?
Yeah,
It'd be
they probably
such Shut up. I'm handsome.
Yeah, you know that Justin Trudeau is putting on his charcoal face mask at night. Oh my God, I'm so handsome.
I got to remember to take this off in the morning. I can't leave this on like last time.
Again. Exactly. That's amazing. Mike, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks
we
for
will
having
see
me.
you on Jimmy Show. People can see you in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Oh, can I plug my social media?
Please, yes.
'Cause we need it.
Yes.
At Comic Mike V. Please follow me at Comic Mike V. I need followers, and I will be touring. Also, I'm in Chicago end of July at Zanies in
Fantastic.
Rosemont.
That's a great venue.
It's a great one.
Mike, thank you so much for
Thanks
being
for
here.
having me on.
This has been Kennedy Saves the World, along with Mike Vecchione. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app. Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.